Hello my YouTube friends. Today we're getting ready to plant potatoes. Now some of you folks are going to say, you're crazy, this is June. Well actually I'm a couple days late. I like to plant them on the 21st day of June. And one reason for that is we're going to show you a brand new way of planting potatoes. I mean, some of you might know it, but a lot of people don't. And everybody I show this to that I know does it this way. You no more digging, going through the dirt, digging with a fork. This is the easy way to do it. That's the way I like to do things. And we're going to get around now this morning. We got to cut all these potatoes up. Plenty, you can see they're ready to go. And there's one more thing I want you to notice before we get started here. Gone fishing. That's where I'm heading when I'm done planting potatoes. So if you read this sign, it says, gone fishing, be back at sunset. And that's only if the fish are not biting. If they're biting, I'll stay as long as I want to. Well, folks, getting in here, getting these potatoes cut up. I cut these big, long things off of them. A lot of people say you shouldn't. I always just cut them off. And I always make sure I got at least 2 eyes in each piece. We got red potatoes, Yukon Golds, and Kennebecks. See, there's a little bitty eye right there. And then of course you can see this one. Some of them cut it right there. Then you got another one there, another one there, another one there. So I'm gonna cut this again this way. That way you at least get 2 eyes in every potato. And if they're real little, or like this one, I'll just cut it in half, and then I don't worry about it. There's another little one. So I'm not even gonna cut him, I'm just gonna throw him in there. We gotta get this done because we got get them drying so we can get them planted. I always like to cut them the day before I plant them. That way you get a crust on this, a dry crust. I've always done it that way. And most people I know do it that way. It gets rid of this moisture. It'll seal over. Folks, my wife come out, so I asked her about these red potatoes, and she said they're Pontiacs. So I couldn't remember. Probably won't remember it next year either. That's what we're cutting up right now, is these Pontiacs. Now folks, not Cadillacs, these are just Pontiacs. But they're really good red. I love red potatoes. And one kind of a fun fact about red potatoes, they're just about, I think it's 47 or 46% less sugar than white potatoes. Yet when you fry them, they taste sweeter. So I don't know how that works, but years ago, I found that out, so I started eating more red potatoes. Especially for you people that's pre-diabetes or have diabetes, you want to eat potatoes, the red potatoes is the way to go. White potatoes got way more starch, way more sugar somehow. I don't know the scientific fact behind it or explanation, but I can tell you for sure, it's 40-some% less sugar or starch than these. So think about that if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic. Turn more towards red potatoes. Well, folks, as you can see, they're all cut up. We got them laying out. And tomorrow we'll take you out. We'll show you how we plant them and what we do. Today we're out here, we're going to be planting potatoes. And what you just seen me doing is I unwrapped the wrapping off the corn stalks, the big round bales. I pick them up and drop them so we can tear it all up so it's easy to fork. Because last year we tried to do it all by hand. Well, sometimes the corn stalks is packed too much and potatoes won't come through it. So this year I'm dropping it, busting it up. We're going to throw it in a manure spreader like I used to do. And then I just drive the manure spreader over the potatoes. And then that's how we cover them. Well, folks, we're out here to the garden, and what I do is I take the old Farmall and I'll make tracks back and forth, and then we can plant our potatoes in between our tracks. And then where I drive with my tractor, where my tracks are, that's where I'll drive with my manure spreader to cover my potatoes. So you can see me here. I'll be driving back and forth. That's the first thing I got to do out here in the garden is make some tracks. Folks, I'd like to show you something my neighbor did for me. Last year I fell off this tractor because it had some crazy steps on it, and a lot of people got hurt on them. That's why Farmall changed them. But I got a really good neighbor, and he made me some nice steps. As you can see, they're wide, easy to get up. And I told him, he said, even if you're 70, you ought to be able to get up these steps. But I told him when I'm 80, if I'm still farming, then he might have to get me a lift kit put on this, so I can just go up and down with a lift kit. Now folks, now I got my 2 tracks laid out. So I just go up through here and you stay inside your tracks. Just like this. You drop your potatoes. You don't cover them. You don't mess with them. Just throw them on the ground. Keep them about 18, 20 inches apart. So we're going to go ahead and plant this whole patch. Ain't no need you watching us do this whole thing. And when we get done, then we'll show you what we're going to do next. Well folks, now we got our old spreader loaded up. We're going to go down and just spread them across our potatoes, and then you're done for the year. And then next fall, all you got to do when they're ready to pick is just grab your potato plant, pick it up, and your potatoes will be stuck right on it. And sometimes you have to do a little digging around in the straw with your fingers, but most of the time it'll come right up with it. Now we're done for the summer. This fall we just gotta go along, pick up our potato plants and put our potatoes in the bucket. That's all there is to it. No more work, no weeds, no hoeing, no rototillering. If you don't have a spreader, you can just do it by hand, and straw works really well too. That's easier to bust up than cornstalk bales. So a lot of years we just use straw and do it by hand, but you don't want no whole clumps of straw like on top. You got to bust it up. So here it is. That's all you got to do. And we say, may God bless each and every one of you, and happy gardening this summer.